One of the biggest lessons I have ever learned from any mentor, any book, anything that has ever taught me a single lesson is just say no. And I'm not talking about any sexual harassment or anything like that. Although obviously you want to say no, and that's a big deal as well. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is being lethal with your time block. So I was the type of person who could never stay organized. I was also the type of person who always tried to over-organize. That's not a very good combination, because when you try and overdo something, you're not going to end up doing it at all. You're actually going to end up doing it worse than you would if you didn't even try to do it, because you're just going to be stressed out and you're just going to keep failing and failing and failing and failing because you're putting too high of a bar. So I was the type of person who would try and time block every single hour. Now I've learned that all you need to do is time block your one thing. What is the most important thing you do in your day-to-day life? For me, that is generating leads and following up with these leads. So here in a couple of months, as I scale and automate my business, that will scale to not lead gen, that'll scale to just following up. Then it'll scale to training. Then it'll scale to making resources. So it's not one thing for your entire life, because the business that I'm currently building most likely will not be my forever business, but it is my one thing right now. And so if I pull up my schedule for today's 8 a.m. right now. And so what I do is from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., I have 5 things that I go through: shower, prayer and Bible time, gym, breakfast, and reviewing my business plan, which is from Patrick David, financial, business, family, health, personal development, and spirituality. So it's safe to say that if you're having a nutritious breakfast, if you're showering, if you're spending time with God, if you're reviewing your goals, you're probably setting yourself up for a pretty good day. But see, instead of setting, from 5 to 5:30, I'm going to shower. From 5:30 to 6, I'm going to pray. From 6 to 8, I'm going to go to the gym. Instead of setting that, I just set that 4-hour time block. And I get those things done. And then if I have any extra time, what I do is I will go to my important but not urgent medium priority tasks. But the most important thing is not the 5 to 9 a.m. or the important but not urgent. It is the one thing block. And for anyone who has and anyone who hasn't, I recommend reading and or rereading and implementing the lessons that you will learn or have learned from the book The One Thing by Gary Keller. Gary Keller is, I believe he's a billionaire, family man, and has the world's largest brokerage, or one of them, in Keller Williams. And he also has multiple best-selling books on business, self-improvement, and etc. So here is exactly what my schedule looks like. All those 4 tasks, then my one thing block, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm following up seller leads and I'm generating leads via cold calling. Now, cold calling is a very, very low leverage task. And so I will not be doing this for long term. I will not be doing this for many days. I'll probably be doing it for a week or 2 more. And then I'm going to hire VAs, and then you scale, and then you scale, and then you scale, and your task, your one thing becomes different as you reach different levels. Now, after my 9 to 3 block, what I do is I review my business plan. Again, same business plan as earlier, just ingrain it in your mind. Then while I've already actually done this, create a list of people who I want to network with. Who do I want to develop relationships with? And then I'm going to reach out, and I'm setting up meetings so that I can develop my network. so that I can develop myself through personal development and professional development that I'm learning from these connections. And then 5 to 8 is meetings and events. Review business plan again. And what this does, is it sets me a very, very straightforward, basic plan outline for the day. Anyone can benefit. Here's the thing. 9 out of 10 people who fail, I genuinely believe they fail because they make it too hard on themselves. For example, let's take weight loss. So when people are trying to lose weight, they think, oh, I need to do keto. I need to cut out all fat. I need to cut out all dessert. I need to cut out everything I enjoy eating. When the truth is, the reality is, all you really need to do is have a caloric deficit. So you can literally eat the same amount if you burn that extra calories. You can literally still not work out if you eat less. Burn more, eat less. And it's the same exact thing with starting a business. It's the same exact thing with starting a business. All you need to do is generate leads. You have no business until you generate leads. You don't need to worry about having a fancy CRM. You don't need to worry about really networking too much. You don't really need to worry about anything except for lead generation. That's it. That's it. And so the one thing is a probably 200-page book. And yet you will make 10x to 100x, 1,000x what you make right now by implementing the lessons from the one thing. I think another thing that I know I've struggled with, that I think other people have struggled with, is saying no. When you're an entrepreneur, there are so many people that try, and not to say that they're bad people, but they try and take your time. And that can be something very, very difficult to grasp, to say no to, because it's like you respect them more than you respect yourself, in a sense, is what it is. I don't know. That's really what it is. You respect them more than you respect yourself. But I think also it's being unorganized. Being unorganized when you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I could talk to this guy, and he's a good buddy of mine. Maybe he has a friend who's about to sell his house, or maybe he's about to sell his house. He didn't tell me that, and he actually just moved into a new house last year. But yeah, maybe he's looking to sell his house. Just playing tricks on your own mind. So the one thing talks about 4 thieves of productivity. The first one is the inability to say no. I struggled with that for months, probably 4 to 6 months at least. Fear of chaos. Because the thing is, when you're saying no, when you're time blocking 4 to 6 to 8 hours a day for one thing, not 2, not 3, one thing, there's inevitably going to be chaos that surrounds you from other aspects of your life, of your business, etc. The third thief of productivity is poor health habits. And that's pretty straightforward. As I was mentioning earlier, my morning starts with prayer, a nutritious breakfast, and a workout before I do any work. And what you'll find if you start doing this is work becomes infinitely easier. Work becomes like it's nothing, because your mind is in the right place. The fourth thief of productivity is an environment or people that don't support your goals. So if you're in an environment where, let's say you're going to a coffee pot in your office and there's 15 other people out there, what's the chance that someone's going to disturb you and take you away from your block? Try and talk to you. 15-minute talk. Okay, 15 minutes just went down a drain. For what? You need an environment that does not distract you. You need an environment that supports your goals. And so actually here is exactly what the one thing in the book says you should do for your daily energy plan. The highly productive person's daily energy plan. 1, meditate and pray for spiritual energy. 2, eat right, exercise and sleep sufficiently for physical energy. 3, hug, kiss, and laugh with loved ones for emotional energy. 4, set goals, plans, and calendar for mental energy. And 5, time block your one thing for business energy. Do you think if you did that your business would all of a sudden be infinitely easier, be infinitely less stressful, and be infinitely more profitable? Think about it.